Indeed, it is an honor to me to be in your midst this afternoon, or this morning, sorry, in order to share with you a very important topic that is affecting almost the whole of our lives as Nigerians and as citizens of the world, the issue of insecurity and drug abuse. I want to begin by congratulating the NUJ for yet organizing another press week, a week long of activities, and also in commemoration of the 35th year of the creation of Katsina State. However, before I begin my presentation, and I want to make an observation. Our father and the chairman of the occasion, Wazir Katsina the Fifth, has drawn our attention on a very, very important thing about respecting culture and our tradition. To add to what he is saying is that the NUJ has organized a series of activities, and the last of the activity is terminating tomorrow, and that activity is going to be a dinner organized by the NUJ. It would not surprise you to see that if the dinner is starting by 8 p.m., by 7:30 p.m., the hall will be filled with people with no vacancy to even accommodate very important personalities. But here we are, where we are going to make presentation on very topical, contemporary, serious issues that affect almost each and every one of us. And I want to believe that 80% of the Katsina State Radio service workers are members of NUJ, so also the KTTV, so also all other media stations, which I believe had if to say they are here, this hall should be filled to its capacity. But unfortunately, we are not given what deserves seriousness, the serious it deserves. That is the beginning of the Nigerian problem. That is the beginning of the Nigerian problem. We always attach importance to two things. Anything that is going to give you direct benefit, monetary or any benefits. Going to the dinner, you say that when I go there, definitely I am going to have a plate of fried rice and probably a chicken. So let me be there as early as possible. And another serious culture that we need to change our perception about is that we are not taking anything serious until when you know our leaders, especially political leaders, are going to be there because of the eye service. And if to say that His Excellency the Executive Governor is here, you are going to see how people are going to attend this. This is also a very terrible and bad attitude that we need to change. We need to attach importance to what is supposed to be important to us. Okay, going to the lecture, the issue of my presentation is insecurity and drug abuse in Nigeria, issues and solutions. You see, it is no longer news. It is no longer something unknown to Nigerians, to the Africans, and to the world that we are indeed in so many global crises, ranging from global insecurity, economic depressions or recessions, political crisis here and there in all the nook and crannies of the world. But in Nigeria particularly, in the recent times, we are witnessing the proliferation of insecurity, particularly in the last 1 decade. This issue of insecurity is a new phenomenon as far as Nigeria as a country is concerned. The issue Nigeria is the insecurity Nigeria is witnessing today has resulted to loss of thousands of lives, destruction of unquantifiable properties, and thousands and thousands of Nigerians are either internally displaced or externally displaced. For example, Nigeria has 6 regions and no region is safe from insecurity as per today. Boko Haram from northeast region of Nigeria, armed banditry in the northwest and north central, IPOP in the southeast of the country, the Yoruba nation agitators from the southwest, and also the Niger Delta militants in the south-south. All of the regions of the country are facing one insecurity challenge or the other. As regards to the efforts in order to quench the issue of insecurity in Nigeria, we believe that numerous efforts were made to improve security situation in the country by key stakeholders that are supposed to ensure peace reign in the country. Those key stakeholders are the government. Government is doing its all possible best according to her. The security agencies are there doing their own part. Civil society organizations are also contributing. International partners are also there. The media is playing its own role. Traditional institutions are not left behind in their effort to see that there is improvement in the security of Nigeria. Likewise, local communities. But despite all this effort by these key stakeholders, all these efforts proved abortive, are not yielding the desired results. Taking this into consideration, and it is all believed that for a lasting solution to be found, it is always imperative, whenever you have a problem, to trace the roots or the antecedents of the problem. No doubt, tracing it, understanding it very well, will help you in solving whatever problem you are facing. It is quite believed that problems are solved when their roots are traced and addressed accordingly. We learned from history that we learn history in order to know or to understand where we come from, where we are, and where we are heading to. Therefore, the current insecurity in Nigeria, no doubt, has its roots from a multifaceted angle. These angles are going to be looked at and a little bit discussed in order to really understand how the problem begins or where it starts for us to apply the appropriate solution. I begin by looking at the antecedent of insecurity, Nigerian insecurity, from the international roots. International roots. The current insecurity Nigeria is facing has its link, directly or indirectly, with the international happenings, and that also affects Nigeria as part of the global village. We are all aware of the Arab uprising, whereby so many revolutions took place in the last 1 decade, particularly from Tunisia to Egypt, and from Egypt to Libya, from Libya to Mali, and so many other places. I am more concerned was what happened in Libya when the NATO decided to eliminate Gaddafi. We all know that after the elimination of Gaddafi, or before the elimination of Gaddafi, the world and the Libyans mobilized themselves up against their own government, whereby their youth were given arms in order to fight their own government, the government that is doing everything possible to ensure that it improved their lives. Luckily for them, or unfortunately for them, they succeeded in killing Gaddafi. Then there were no government in Libya. No government to give the normal salary, to provide the normal water, to provide the normal health facilities, to provide what it has been providing. And after the destruction of the country and the government, now the only things that they have at hand, while they don't have the government, what they have was the weapons they were given to fight their government. We are all living witness that when they